Sometimes life hits you with blows so unexpected that you can't predict how you'll react. 2 weeks ago, I found out that the 5-year-old boy I had lovingly raised as my son wasn't actually biologically mine. The emotions came crashing down on me like a storm. Pain, betrayal, rage. My wife, who I had been married to for 6 years and together with for 9, had cheated on me. Not only did she cheat, she got pregnant by another man. All this time, I had been kept in the dark. My family, my son, my life, it all turned out to be built on lies. Since the moment I discovered the truth, I haven't been able to find peace. At first, I didn't plan on telling anyone about it, but after a few days, the anger inside me grew too strong, and I realized I couldn't keep silent any longer. As soon as I got the paternity test results, which I had done behind my wife's back, rage boiled inside me. I couldn't pretend nothing had happened anymore. That very evening, I confronted her directly. "You cheated on me," I shouted, unable to hold back. "Who is he? How could you?" My wife froze, her face turned pale. She was silent, but her eyes filled with tears. I couldn't control myself any longer, and in a fit of anger, I called her every vile name I could think of. I called her a whore and many other hurtful things that I doubt could ever be forgiven. She started crying and tried to explain that she had hidden everything to preserve our family. "I didn't want to destroy our life," she sobbed. "It was a one-time thing after that horrible fight years ago. I just wanted to forget it and continue living with you. I saw how happy you were with our son. You've always been such a great father. I couldn't take that away from you, couldn't destroy everything for a moment of weakness." Her words hit me hard, but I was too far gone. Her one mistake had cost me an entire life of lies. "Why didn't you tell me then? Why didn't you check whose child it was?" "I was scared you'd leave us. I didn't want to have an abortion. I just wanted it all to go away so we could be happy like before." She begged me to forgive her, tears streaming down her face, but I was too angry to hear any of it. To me, this was the ultimate betrayal. I told her I was filing for divorce and didn't want to be part of the child's life anymore. She began sobbing even harder. "Please don't leave. He's still your son. You've raised him all these years. You're his father. Don't let DNA ruin everything we've built. I've been loyal to you since then, you know that." But to me, it no longer mattered. I walked out the door without looking back. At first, I didn't plan on telling anyone what had happened between us. It felt too personal, too painful. But a few days after leaving home, the anger inside me still hadn't subsided. I couldn't just sit alone with my pain. So I decided everyone needed to know the truth. If I was suffering, then those connected to this lie should suffer too. I told everything to my family and friends. When my sister found out what my wife had done, she immediately called her and unleashed a tirade of curses. She had never liked my wife, and now her anger was justified. My wife's parents were also shocked. They told her they wanted nothing more to do with her and completely cut off contact. Everyone took my side. Everyone saw her as a traitor. But not everyone supported my decision to end the relationship. Her brother and sister thought I was wrong, that airing it all publicly was unnecessary. They said we should have kept it between us and dealt with it privately. Her sister even accused me of humiliating my wife in front of everyone and said it hurt her more than the affair itself. Yesterday, my wife's sister called me. She was furious with my actions and was literally screaming into the phone. "You need to take her back. Come back to your son," she yelled. "How can you abandon a child just because he doesn't share your blood? You've been his father all these years. Doesn't that make you his real father?" I was tired of these conversations already. I don't have a son. I don't want to be part of his life. It's over. But she didn't stop. "You're pathetic, weak. No wonder she cheated on you. You're not a man if you had to sneak behind your wife's back to do a paternity test. You're just a coward, and now you've ruined your family because of it." She threw these accusations at me as if I were the one at fault for everything. In anger, I hung up on her and immediately called her husband. I told him everything that was happening in their family and added, "You know, I think your whole family's crazy. Maybe you should get a paternity test too. Who knows what's in their blood? Don't trust those bitches." Her husband was shocked by my words, but unlike his wife, he apologized for her behavior and said he understood what I was going through. Our conversation ended there. Now I'm left alone. My decision to end the marriage and leave the child's life behind has brought me some relief, but also a deep emptiness. I haven't heard from her since. No calls, no messages. She must have realized that begging and pleading won't work anymore. I've lost not only a wife, but also the boy I had raised as my son for 5 years. Sometimes I wonder if I made the right choice. What if I had been able to forgive her? Could I have continued living, knowing that the child I loved wasn't biologically mine? But then those thoughts fade away, and I'm reminded again of the pain and betrayal that cut through me like a knife. These 2 weeks have changed my life forever. I've learned that loyalty and trust are the most important things in a relationship. When they break, nothing else matters anymore.